tracking off to our northeast. Now, locations like Bethany and War Acres, while you guys are in the tornado warning, the hail aspect would be most likely the impact there for you. So that's going to be your most likely impact, but definitely stay on the line here for that down the line as we get more and more updates for you. Checking here in with the latest with chat, still looking at the chance for tennis ball-sized hail. But let's take a look again at our velocity. There we go. Tightening velocity there right by the Minco area, and it's just now to the east of Highway 81. I'm going to take a look at our debris to see if we have any there, and not yet, which is good. But we're watching that area very closely. Yes, there's a lot of blue showing up, which is what would normally be associated with some debris, but there's a lot of just contaminated air right there within that inflow notch. That's what it was picking up on right there. So we're still okay right now. This remains, again, radar indicated, but as you can see, the clearly well-defined notch is there just to the north of the Minco area along Highway 81, probably even just a little bit east of there. It'll be passing likely just to the north of the downtown Tuttle area, but heading towards Mustang and then also heading towards Western Heights High School and portions of Yukon and South Yukon as well. Union City, you guys right now are within the strongest, largest hail core as well, and there's very, very heavy rain. I'm going to take, let's see, this should be, Kathy, are you currently driving right now, or are you stationary?
I'm currently heading east on I-40, headed towards the Mustang area.
Okay. I'm going to take Jeff's shot then. Jeff, I've got your shot up, and you've got a good view. You're a little bit behind, a little bit further away from the storm than Kathy is, but you've got a nice lowering there. What are you seeing right now as you're heading towards that storm?
Yeah, Jack, so we do, like you said, we do have a nice lowering. We're out here on just south of Will Rogers Airport on 104th Street. Driving west, looking right at that lowering that you're talking about.
Got it. Okay, we're going to check back in with you guys both here very closely because you guys are going to be getting into position there. And so, again, right now we're tracking this storm, which is, again, tornado warned. It does include portions of western and southwestern Oklahoma City. But really, though, we're watching for portions of McLean County, going into Grady County especially, and then portions of Canadian County for areas right around the Minco area. We'll take a look at our velocity again to show you, again, we're probably looking at it to be right there. So just a few miles to the east of Highway 81. Probably looking at between East 170 Road and Southwest 104th Street. That area of rotation is kind of tightened up right there. Let's take a look at what it looks like on our reflectivity, and that would be essentially about the spot that it would be. So that's about where it's going to be. Let's take a look at any debris that we have there. Nothing. Say that again. Okay. All right. So we've got, again, a very large hail core as well that's going to be associated with this. Again, we're talking primarily about that tornado potential, but as you can see, there is that large hail core. There could be up to tennis ball-sized hail associated with this storm, too. Again, Union City probably seeing the most hail out of this, where just to the south of that area would be where that area of rotation is associated with our tornado. So, again, Union City, Minco, Tuttle, Mustang, need to make sure that we are taking our precautions, heading to our safe spots. But really, though, we'll take a look at the velocity. It's tightening up even more, I think so, right there. And we're getting some new updates to our velocity. So let me just make sure that's where it matches up with. Probably right there would be our best option there for that notch to be in place. Sometimes they're out of sync by a couple minutes, but we are in the right zone for that to be the case. So again, we've got a tornado warning that does include portions of Canadian County, Oklahoma County, Minco. You are in this tornado warning. Tuttle is in it. Union City, Mustang, portions of Yukon, and then going into western and southwestern Oklahoma City. The airport is in this as well. Even portions of northern Newcastle, all until 7:15 for this storm that has, again, the chance for not only the tornado potential, but also up to tennis ball-sized hail. So very, very large hail is going to be seen with this storm, and then there is that tornado potential as well. So we've got that storm. We also have a number of storms that are moving northward from Okarche towards Kingfisher. That's going to have a large hail potential with that one as well, going up Highway 81. And zooming out even more, you've got some storms that are down to more of southwest Oklahoma, which will be watched for very closely in the coming hours, because that's going to be probably the next round of where the storms are going to be coming from. So again, we've got our trackers that are out there. I'm not sure if I can call them up just yet. Okay, we've got Storm Tracker Jeff Porter. We got your shot up there right now. As you're getting closer, let us know what you're seeing right now, Jeff.
Yeah, so off to our left a little bit, there's another lowering besides the one right in the middle of the screen. And it is probably the dominant lowering that we're noticing that's actually got some of the rotation going with it.
Okay, yeah, because it looked like on our velocity there may have been now like another secondary spot that's coming up there. So this might be actually, and as he switches his camera there, you can kind of see that it's a lot better lowering. Obviously, Jeff, you're still far away from the storm. Have you seen more and more in the way of lightning strikes with it picking up more in intensity?
To be honest with you, I really haven't seen much lightning, but there is, I am seeing some though.
Okay, yeah, lightning-wise usually can indicate a strengthening storm, and as you can see on the other side of your screen there on the right side, that's our camera, and you can see also the very low clouds associated with that too. Maybe even some of the scud clouds that you can kind of see really low, kind of scary clouds coming on up towards that storm. That usually does show that there's a lot of good moisture to work with here. And then we've got our storm tracker, Kathy Brito. Kathy, we got your shot up right now. Let us know where your plan is right now to get into position.
Yeah, I just got to Yukon right now. I'm currently heading south. Off to my right in my shot, you can't really see it, but the lowering is starting to come into view. So the plan is to just head a little farther south, and then that just comes north, just meet up with it and see what it looks like.
Okay. All right, Kathy, thank you very much. So again, we'll go back to the radar, and we'll see that again. We're tracking this supercell thunderstorm. We've got the mostly the tornado threat with it is going to be on the southern part of it, from essentially southeast now of Union City and northeast of Minco, moving off to about the northeast, about 35-ish or so miles per hour. So again, the Mustang area coming in around 652, as well as the high school, Yukon High School at 657, Wheatland at 659, Western Heights High School at 659. Now, this is where it's going to get interesting. The outlets would be if it was going to be tracking more straight northeast. If it's going to be tracking more to the east, then it would take it more towards the airport there. But we're going to be watching to see how the overall progression goes. But we need to, again, make sure that we are taking our tornado precautions in these spots. As, again, we've got a very dangerous supercell thunderstorm, which could produce with it not only that tornado potential, but also it's still warned for up to tennis ball sized hail. So we're talking extremely damaging supercell anyways, because of that large hail potential. Likely also strong winds too, gusting upwards of 60 miles an hour could be seen too. So again, very dangerous storm heading on into, again, the portions of the western and southwestern metro area right now. And we continue to track this storm as we go into the evening. This goes until 7:15 tonight for the tornado warning. So again, we've got the area of circulation is now going to be, we'll get the next best click on that. And so yeah, Jeff was saying that there may have been, because of his vantage point, there might be a couple areas of rotation that he's been able to see. And that does kind of make sense there. There might be a couple zones that we are watching. And again, this is going to be east of Highway 81 by a number of miles. And we're also going to be looking at try to see if I can pop up any more streets there. Yeah, County Street 2890, and then north of East 1170 Road, and by Southwest 104th Street. That's again where we're primarily watching. That would be kind of on the southwestern side of Mustang, heading into the area there. We'll take Jeff's shot again and see that. Okay, so he's still getting into position right now. Not very impressive looking shot there currently, but he's getting into position right now. So again, there might be a few areas that we're watching of some rotation. We'll take a look at reflectivity, and there's our notch right there. And as we put a little bit of a lapse on this, you'll see that it is really slowed down in its kind of movement there. And you can see that it's trying to, every once in a while, get a little bit more and more of a hook that will be established. So there's your inflow notch going in right there off to the southeast of Union City. And that's going to be your best spot for that tornado potential. Now, again, on the north side of it, where your reflectivity colors are very, very strong, like the dark pinks there and the purples, that's where your largest hail potential is going to be, up to potentially tennis ball sized hail. So again, dangerous, dangerous storm. However, you are, oh, we got it confirmed now. Okay, let me see. Confirmed tornado warning right now for this same area. So we got to confirm they turn off our time lapse, and we're going to take a look at what it looks like on our debris signature there. So it's probably going to be right here, or right there would be where we'd be watching out for that area of debris. That would make sense there. Yeah, so confirmed tornado on the ground. We've got that just off to the east of Union City, heading towards the Mustang area, and I'm going to make sure that I get the latest track on here. That way we've got the most up-to-date information on there. Again, until 7:15, confirmed tornado located 4 miles east of Union, moving northeast at 30 miles an hour, still with damaging hail up to the size of tennis balls as well. So again, 30 miles an hour from that point will take us to these locations. So Mustang, 655. Need to make sure that we're, again, on our lowest level of our house, away from the windows. We have the tornado confirmed. We have tennis ball-sized hail, dangerous, dangerous storm moving on into the western and southwestern parts of the metro. 655 arrival time for Mustang, as well as the high school area. Yukon High School at 7:01, Western Heights High School at 7:03, Wheatland at 7:04, OKC Outlets at 7:06, and Lake Overholser at 7:06. Again, that would be if it takes this kind of more straight northeasterly track, but it might be moving slightly more easterly than that. We are definitely watching this very closely. We're going to take a shot from Jeff, as he's going to likely have a very good vantage point here if he's in the right direction. Jeff, can you see that tornado on the ground yet from where you currently are? I know you're a little bit far away right now.
No, we can't. It might be off to our right, just slightly blocked by this tree line right now.
Okay. All right. I'm going to check in with Kathy here to see if she's got it. Kathy, looks like you're stuck in traffic right now. Is it going to be on your right side where the tornado would be?
Yeah, I'm currently stuck in traffic trying to get out of Yukon. It will be on my right side. I'm starting to see a lot of scud clouds off to my right, so I'm hoping if I get south here about another half mile, I get a better vantage point.
Perfect, perfect. Kathy, thank you very much. All right, so again, confirmed tornado on the ground. Let's take a look again at our correlation coefficient. That's our damage. And you can see that there might still be, there's still faint amounts of it trying to show up there at times. But we're looking for kind of more of the blue pockets. Now, obviously, there's a lot of blue that's being picked up right there. That's not actually what that is just yet. That's more contamination. But I would be kind of right around here, I think, would be where we'd be looking at it to be. This would be just right along south of Highway 152, heading towards Cimarron Road. That might be it right there. We'll take a look at reflectivity. It's probably going to be very close to right there. So again, right along State Highway 152, we're looking at that to be really where that tornado potential is going to be. And it's moving, again, east at about 30 to 35 miles an hour. So Union City, you guys are now behind the storm. You guys are in the clear, unless you live on kind of the eastern side of town. But Mustang, need to make sure that we are then taking our precautions. Going into the south side of Yukon, need to make sure that we are also taking our precautions as well as southwest Oklahoma City. Now, as you get more into the northeastern part of our polygon, up into the area by the Oklahoma City outlets, by Lake Overholser, by Bethany and War Acres, we definitely need to be on kind of standby right now, because again, this storm, especially if it's trying to track more to its northeast, then that puts it into more of that area, but it's been fairly consistent moving more east-northeast. But again, we're watching this extremely closely, as again has the confirmed damage tag on it heading into the western side of the metro area. Mustang, again, please be in your safe spot right now. And again, we're going to be talking about this quite a bit with our storms for this evening because of the fact that we need to make sure that we are on our lowest level because of clearly the tornado potential, but this thing also has tennis ball sized hail. So we're talking huge damage to roofs, huge damage to cars, as well as to our windows. So just get away from those exterior walls as much as you can. Again, Mustang High School 654, Mustang 655, Yukon coming in at 659, Western Heights High School 701, Wheatland at 702. Again, if it's tracking more northeast, then it gets us into Lake Overholser and the outlets at 703 and 704, Woodland Park at 707, and then you've got the airport at 707 as well, Lillard Park at 708, Bethany at 708, and then as you can see going down the list there, it would take us potentially to, again, Wiley Post on the northeastern part of this county and War Acres as well until 710. So we're watching this very, very closely. Let's take a look at, let's see if that was... Jeff, we've got your shot up right now. As you're getting closer, are you able to see that and have confirmation of it on the ground right now?
No, we have not seen anything on the ground. Off to our left a little bit, there is the wall cloud, and it appears to be rotating. We got scud cloud getting sucked up into it right now.
Okay. Yeah, we got a good vantage point from you. Kathy, we're going to take your shot. Got a great shot from Kathy. Very, very low wall cloud. Kathy, what direction are you currently looking in right now?
I'm currently looking southwest. I'm on the southern side of Yukon. The lowering is coming into town right now. Sirens are going off. I don't know if you can hear it in the background, but so far I'm not seeing any ground contact. I'm just seeing a lowering that looks like it's about 3/4 of the way down.
Okay, yeah, so it's 3/4 of the way down. It's very, very low with that one. Kathy, where you are, you would be potentially closer to some of the hailstones. Have you seen any hailstones just yet?
I've not seen any hail yet, but the lightning is getting pretty frequent. We're seeing a lot of cloud to ground lightning in this area as the storm gets closer.
Okay, all right. Kathy, thank you very much. Again, great shot with Kathy's shot there. And you can see just how low the wall cloud is. That's that little ragged section there. She's also mentioning what are called the scud clouds, and so that's going to be the scary clouds that are pretty low to the ground, but all it really does show you is that there's a lot of moisture that is out there and they're condensing very, very low, pretty close to the ground, but that would not actually be the tornado. But again, where our tornado would happen would be right in here. And so both her and Jeff have not seen any confirmation just yet of anything on the ground, but they're looking exactly in the proper spot. So again, as you can see, even on our camera, as she is still a couple of miles away, you can still see that this thing is rotating. And it remains, again, a very dangerous storm because of that potential of a tornado and also the very, very large hail, to up to tennis ball sized hail. Again, very low to the ground. I'm going to take Jeff's shot again just to kind of see where he's at. Jeff, I got you your shot up right now. What are you seeing? Is you're really close to the mezzo.
Okay. So what we're seeing right now is basically the entire lower half of this storm system is just rotating violently. So there's a lot of motion involved.
Yeah, we've got some good views of your scud clouds as well, and you're probably seeing a whole bunch of that right above you, right?
Yeah, and we're noticing another area of rotation that is very tightly wrapped. We're trying to get a camera on it, but it's off to my left off camera right now, and it's actually coming down close to the ground.
Okay. All right, so we've got potentially a couple of spots that we're watching out for in regards to some areas of rotation. In fact, on my product off screen that I can kind of see, I can kind of see what he's talking about. So I'm going to go back to the radar. Jeff and Kathy, thank you very much. If you guys see anything, just holler into my ear. But again, confirmed tornado. We've got the area of circulation with the inflow notch showing up quite nicely right there. That's, again, right by where Jeff is at, and Kathy was also looking down to the southwest as well. So we've got two perfectly good eyes and good vantage points on that. Velocity-wise, though, you can see that that's going to be right about where Jeff is, but like he was saying, there might actually be kind of two little spots right by him and then also kind of right there just to the north of him, potentially right there on State Highway 152. So that is going to be where, and it's actually what is probably happening, it's the whole mesocyclone is just so big that it's rotating, and there might be a couple little smaller spots of rotation embedded within that. That's probably what we're looking at in terms of our storm. So again, dangerous storm moving on into the southwest and western parts of the metro. We'll do a bit more of a track on there again, and you can kind of see right there from kind of Jeff's vantage point where that hook is. That's where our potential is going to be. Might be tracking just kind of right along Highway 152. But there is still a northeasterly component to it as well. So again, we're going to be calling out some of your names. Mustang 655, Mustang High School 655, Mustang itself 656, Wheatland at 704, as well as Western Heights High School. Again, going into kind of more the northern part of our polygon, which would be really where more of the hail would be. We're talking about the outlets as well as Lake Overholser about 707, 708. Will Rogers 710, Willard Park at 711, Woodland Park at 711, Mayfield Middle School 712. Again, the northern part would be Bethany, that's showing up there, and that would be at 713. Wiley Post at 713, as well as Hurricane Harbor, War Acres, and then Moore West Junior High School. Again, that would be kind of more taking it straight east. So you can see that we're kind of coming into the western and southwestern side of our metro, and this again remains tornado warned, confirmed tornado warned until we get to the 7:15 time frame. And again, in addition to the chance for your tornado, we are also calling for there to be very, very large hail too with this, up to the size of tennis balls. And that's what we're looking at currently. Let me just kind of clear the map here and see if we have any confirmation of any debris. Looks like we're getting a new tornado warning actually out of this, and it's now back to being radar confirmed, or I'm sorry, radar indicated. So I think we might be losing our confirmed tag on this right now. It remains warned for 2.5-inch hail, so that's going to be your tennis ball sized hail. So we think there may have been a brief little touchdown before to get us to the confirmed tornado report, and now we are at radar indicated now. However, you can see that again, that area of velocity showing that tight couplet is still there. So even though it's radar indicated currently, does not mean that it is a weakening storm by any stretch of the imagination. It is right there in the right spot. So Mustang, need to make sure that we are taking our tornado precautions. The same thing can also be said for Yukon, especially if you live south of I-40 in Yukon, and then going towards Western Heights High School. And we need to make sure that we're taking, again, our precautions very seriously. Let's take a look at Jeff's shot right now. Jeff, we've got your shot up as you're kind of getting into position. What's your plan of attack right now as you're getting into a better position?
We are going to try and get back out in front of this thing. That seems to be our best vantage point, and relocate the exact location where the rotation is going to be.
Now, as it went right over you, did you notice anything unique with the storm? Still obviously rotating violently, but you still never had anything on the ground when you were just parked a second ago, correct?
Yeah, correct. Never saw anything on the ground. We saw several low. Right now, we're getting a very strong south wind.
Yeah, that would be your inflow wind going into the storm, and it makes sense. I mean, this thing still remains.
Oh, it's right behind us. It's right behind us.
Oh, it's right behind you? Okay.
Yeah, it's on the ground right behind us.
All right, on the ground, we got tornado on the ground. Jeff and Caleb are in the tracker saying that they've got it on the ground. So again, we are still looking at this to be confirmed, and we need to make sure that we are taking our precautions. We're going to just take velocity here for a second. Jeff, just go ahead and shout it out again if you can hear it again. Okay, gotcha. So yeah, we'll go back to velocity, and yeah, it looks to be very impressive there. Jeff, we're going to take your shot again. Go ahead.
Yeah, so it just formed right behind us as we were passing through where we were getting that really strong south wind. Just happened to look in the rearview mirror, and it condensated all the way down. Very briefly came across the roadway.
Okay.
And it looked like it may have lifted again.
Okay. All right. So we may have had it quickly drop down and then lift up again, but it just shows you that again that this storm remains very, very potent. And we've got that fence line right there. It looks like the power lines are still standing there currently. But yeah, so it's going to be just off now to the north of where his position is currently at. So that's where he's looking right now. Again, very, very low with the wall cloud there. So again, probably looked like it had another brief touchdown as he was getting into position and may have lifted once again. But this again remains a very dangerous storm as we are looking at this to be moving on into, again, the southwest metro. Kathy, I got your shot up right now. A little bit farther away, so maybe a little bit of a clearer picture. What are you seeing with your shot right now?
I'm actually right directly under the low range, so I'm not seeing anything as far as structure, but I'm just kind of keeping an eye on whether or not it touches down again. I was getting a very strong westerly wind before I got closer, and now the wind is just kind of calm, and I'm just seeing what the rotation's doing.
Okay. All right, so again, she's also in a position too. Here we are with their areas, and then here we go with where they are with velocity, and then also now reflectivity turned on. So they are both in a position to be able to catch this thing. The inflow is again right there, so it just shows you that this is going to be a storm that's going to be probably producing maybe multiple tornadoes over the course of its lifespan, as it again is a healthy supercell thunderstorm dropping just huge hail, up to tennis ball sized hail with it. And our tornado potential is probably going to be now at this point just a little bit north, I think, at this point of Highway 152. So we'll do another track on that area that we're going to be watching out for. And I believe it's still going to be moving northeast about 30 miles an hour. This is going to be still a fairly slow moving storm, but one that we still need to keep our eye on very, very closely here. So we'll do a new track from that inflow notch about 30 miles an hour to our northeast. And so you're going to see again until 7:15, Western Heights 7:06, Western Heights High School, Wheatland at 7:07. Outlets 709, as well as Lake Overholser, Woodland Park at 713, Lillard Park at 714, Mayfield Middle School at 714, Will Rogers at 714, Bethany 716, and you can get the idea. A lot of these are picking up on the kind of the northern part of our polygon, and it may be moving more east than northeast. So we're still kind of waiting. When these are kind of slow-moving storms like that, sometimes there's a little bit of a wobble with how it actually is able to move. But again, War Acres 717, the State Fairgrounds at 719, Stockyard City at 720, Moore West Junior High School at 720, and then if it goes that direction, Integris Baptist at 722. Again, this remains a dangerous supercell thunderstorm with very, very strong winds and also very large hail too. Again, that hail core remains just massive, coming into portions of eastern Canadian County and approaching eventually the Lake Overholser area as well as the OKC outlets. That's going to be really where your big hail core is going to be in the dark colored purples and the darker colors there. So heading towards I-40, that's where really we're going to be watching out for that largest hail potential. So there's going to be a new tornado warning that's going to come out for Oklahoma County and far northern Cleveland County. Downtown is going to be included in this as well. And we're going to be looking at it to probably go to Tinker too. So there's going to be a new polygon that's going to come out of this too. This is obviously the main supercell that we are watching right now. Zooming out, there are also different cells that we're watching too. And eventually we may have to watch out for this one in Stevens County. But right now, clearly our attention remains on our storm in the metro area. So we're going to take Kathy's shot right now. Kathy, we got your shot up right now. Let us know what you're seeing and where you're moving to currently right now.
Currently, I'm in Mustang. I'm heading east on 152 just to kind of keep up with this as it heads off to the east towards the metro. Haven't seen anything touch down yet, but there's still a lot of rotation in the storm, and sirens are going off currently in Mustang.
Okay. All right. So Kathy's in Mustang. The sirens are going off in Mustang. Jeff, we've got your shot up right now. Let us know what you're seeing right now.
Yeah, so we're in Mustang as well. Going north on Checkmall from 152, and right now we just got some moderate rain and a lot of wind coming out from our west.
Okay, yeah, so it's again it's sucking in a lot of air into this thing, so it remains very, very healthy. You may have heard our alerts going off here because we got our tornado warning that just came out. And so again, if you've got your wireless emergency alerts on, that's going to go off on your phone or on your weather radio. So it does include basically, downtown. It includes portions of North Oklahoma City, basically kind of south of I-44. It goes all the way out to Jones and Dungy Park. It includes Tinker. And so again, this is a large tornado warning that continues until 7:45 because of the potential for not only the tornado, but also still very large hail, up to still tennis ball sized hail. So very dangerous storm. Your tornado potential is going to be circled down here, and then your hail is going to be on the northern side of it, where this is the large area of hail. So a damaging supercell thunderstorm, again, continues to be moving through portions of the metro area. And again, this all goes until 7:45. Let's take another big track on this. It's going to include a lot of big cities. So it's, again, still moving about 30-ish miles per hour or so to our northeast. We'll go a little bit faster to give people some extra time. And you can see that we've got it until 7:01 arrival time for Western Heights High School. Oklahoma City outlets, 7:04. We've got somebody shot up currently instead. We're cycling through our cameras. There we go. Oklahoma City outlets, 7:04. Lillard Park at 7:08. We've got Mayfield Middle School, 7:08. Will Rogers Airport, 7:08. So again, these areas need to make sure that we're getting to the lowest level of your house. Get away from the windows. The tornado potential is there. Tennis ball sized hail is there. This is going to be doing some serious damage across portions of the metro area. And there's also that chance for up to 60-mile-per-hour winds as well. War Acres, 7:11. State Fair Park, around 7:11 as well. We've got Stockyard City at 7:12, Integris 7:14, Wheeler Park is 7:14, the Plaza District. So now we're getting into more of Oklahoma City proper itself. Wheeler District at Wheeler Park at 7:14, Plaza District at 7:14, Scissortail at 7:15. So again, this is going to be looking at a lot of areas within basically downtown Oklahoma City that are within this new tornado warning. Your phones are going off, our sirens are going off everywhere too. So again, need to make sure that we are taking our precautions. Now, thankfully, it is moving at around 30 miles an hour. We've got plenty of lead time, but we need to make sure that we do this calmly but quickly. Get to your shelters, get to your safe spots, and we're going to be okay. But again, we need to make sure that we are acting now to make sure that we take shelter and get safe. Let's take Kathy's shot right now. Kathy, I got your shot. Still kind of getting to position currently, correct?
Yes, I'm still heading east on 152. I've got a little bit of a lowering off to my left. Get you a shot when I can here, but so far I'm not seeing anything at the ground level just yet, but we're keeping an eye on it as we head to the east.
Okay, thank you, Kathy. Jeff, we've got your shot up right now. Jeff, you're a little bit closer. There's some trees that are obscuring your view. Where are you currently at right now, and what direction are you looking?
Okay. We are at Southwest 44th and Oregon Road. We are looking north. We believe the rotation is wrapped in rain right now.
Okay. Yeah, because I can see on your shot, it's a little hard to tell some of the contrast of the clouds, but that would actually kind of make sense that it might be a little bit rain wrapped with that. Again, check back in with you whenever we can, as we again have both of them with eyes on the ground and able to see that they're in good position. They just need to move now a little bit farther east, and that's what they're doing. But we'll take a look at our velocity to show you that again, it's a very broad area of rotation. But yeah, Western Heights, right there by probably Southwest 44th Street, just south of there. That's probably going to be your area that we have to be concerned about. And then South County Line Road, as it then makes its way into Oklahoma County, that's where we probably have our best area of rotation. But you can see it's quite broad with this view, because this remains a very large supercell thunderstorm. So we are again looking at the area of rotation to be approaching now the county line, and likely going to be passing south of I-40. That's likely going to be where our best spot is. Okay, just had to text the wife because she is in the tornado warning side of things here and pretty close to things. So it's going to be potentially passing very close to Will Rogers Airport, the actual tornado itself. So again, we're looking at the storm itself to be basically kind of where Jeff and Kathy are in this area of where the inflow notch is. So there's our inflow going in right over the Western Heights High School area and the Wheatland area. That's where the inflow is coming into. Here's what it looks like on the velocity, and then here's what it looks like with storm relative. So again, we've got again a pretty broad area of rotation, but it's a big supercell thunderstorm, and that's why we've got to be careful, because we can have this thing spin up very quickly, but it would be passing again very close to Will Rogers Airport, we're thinking, with the tornado potential. Very large hail too. It's still a huge hail core closer to I-40, and we'll get a shot of that. That's still coming in at up to tennis ball sized hail with that one. Again, very, very large hail core, very large area of rotation. So again, it remains a very dangerous storm making its way into the western metro area. Again, the confirmed tornado report will go away in about 14 minutes, but we have our radar indicated tornado warning until 7:45. This will be again tracking across basically the southwest and western metro currently, and then heading into potentially downtown, and then the Flynn area, be kind of more of south Oklahoma City, and then north side of Moore if it will continue on this track. But again, you can kind of see the inflow notch on this tornado warning remains very large. And so that makes it a bit difficult to sometimes determine where the singular area of rotation is, because this is going to be where it would generally be at in this zone there. And then as I turn on our velocity, you've got, again, a pretty messy look to it because it's so broad. So probably passing very, very close to the airport there. So Wheatland, Western Heights, Lillard Park, Hurricane Harbor, these areas even around there, need to make sure that we're again taking our precautions and heading to our safe spot. And eventually downtown, midtown, Scissortail, those are going to be areas to watch out for too with our next go around. Damaging hail remains the big concern, larger than golf ball size being reported in Yukon. And we've got still probably a few areas of rotation that we're kind of watching out for, because it's just a very broad supercell that we're now looking at. So let's take a look at some of our reports on the ground. Jeff, we've got your shot up right now. What's it looking like where you currently are at?
So right now, the rotation, we're starting to see some definition, and it's off to our left. We're about to make a left-hand turn here and go back north on Council so get a better view of it. But we're getting a lot of outflow wind from this thing, and we did see some lightweight debris coming out of the air.
Okay.
Like
All right, so he's gonna turn. He's gonna turn left here. Let's take Kathy's shot. Kathy, we got your shot up right now. Where are you currently at right now, and what direction are you facing?
I'm still on Highway 152 right now. I'm facing the northeast. I'm about to be facing the east. I'm coming in actually just where the circulation is, and I'm getting some really high winds out of the west right now as I'm coming into the rain. And I don't know if it's exposed on my shot, but you can see the rain curtains going from left to right on my shot.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get out of the rain so I can see if there's any defined lowering like what Jeff has seen, but so far it's all wrapped in rain from my vantage point.
Got it. Yep, might be wrapped in rain. It's going to be very hard to see coming into the metro area. Kathy, thank you very much there. So again, we've got the Lillard Park area, Will Rogers. We've got Hurricane Harbor. The State Fairgrounds, these areas here, it's again a very large inflow notch, but let's take a look at what it looks like with velocity. So again, we're probably looking at maybe even a couple of areas of rotation that we're watching for. It's kind of, again, a large zone that we might be seeing it in, but Jeff has been occasionally been able to see some minor debris flying around too. Now that Jeff has turned, we've got your shot up now, Jeff. Let us know you're at Council and then Southwest 29th. What are you seeing right there? There's very strong winds like they're coming out of the storm, correct? May not be able to hear us right now. So we're going to be looking at oh, go ahead, Jeff, if you can hear us.
Yeah, sorry. So right now the winds are moving almost due east into the storm system right now from the backside.
Okay. So moving. Okay, so he's looking back into the backside of that now to the east. That makes sense. Okay, so now that's where Jeff is at. Let's take a look at the reflectivity again. So it's moving east. So it's moving into this area right there. That's where he's watching out for him. So you can see on the velocity, it's kind of broadening out a bit more. There might be a new little pocket there of rotation that may have just been picked up, and that might still be kind of right there by on I-40. Might be closer to between I-40 and then Rockwell and MacArthur. In there might be a little spot there. Let's take a look at debris. And that's not what we're looking at there. There's a lot of just stuff like probably dust being picked up and it's being lofted into this storm, but that's not actually like debris from any tornado. So, but maybe a small little area of new rotation showing up right there. So it's again going to be probably just to the east of the Oklahoma City outlets area. So again, probably east of Rockwell, between there and then MacArthur and Meridian, in that zone. We may have to kind of watch out for that little spot right there. And the tornado environment is going to continue to be very favorable even when this tornado goes east of I-35. So even though right now maybe kind of on a downward, just a little velocity may not look to be as good right now, we're still looking at this to be a very healthy storm with, again, a lot of just good moisture to work with as it continues to move on to the east. We'll do another track. It's been a bit since we've done one of those, but we'll do it kind of right there from the outlet center, maybe just a little bit off to the east from there, but only by another mile or so. But again, you're going to be seeing that we're going to have Hurricane Harbor, 7:11, State Fairgrounds, 7:13, Stockyard City at 7:15. The Plaza District is 7:17. Wheeler Park at 7:18. Paycom at 7:19. Midtown 7:19. We've got Mesta Park at 7:19. Scissortail also in Oklahoma City as well. Just you can kind of see that we're getting kind of around that downtown area about 7:19. And then you can see Bricktown, Penn Square coming in around 7:20, the Paseo District, and then State Capitol just a few minutes after that. So again, make sure that we are taking our precautions. Make sure that we are away from the windows. Again, this is a dangerous storm, not only because it's tornado warned, but it still has the potential to drop up to tennis ball sized hail. Right now, that large hail core is probably right there over Lake Overholser, probably actually legit right over my house. Let me see what the missus is saying about the hail there. She said there's so much hail hitting the house. Yeah, so there's a ton of hail in this zone. So this is again going to be Oklahoma City, portions of Bethany, War Acres. Massive hail storm will be occurring there with this storm. This is again going to be north of the actual area of potential rotation. But again, it just shows you how multifaceted this storm is to have just that much hail and then also that tornado potential too. We've got Jeff's shot. Jeff, we've got your shot turned up right now. Obviously, you are behind the storm now. Clouds and the color overall look very unique. Likely rain-wrapped tornado if there is going to be one, right?
Yeah, I would say definitely if there is one, it's going to be rain wrapped right now. But this storm has lofted a bunch of dirt into the air. That's where we're getting that color from.
Yeah. Because I was on our debris tracker. There's a lot of blue showing up there into the inflow notch. That again shows you just trying to suck up a bunch of the dust. And with it being so dry, there's a lot of just dust that is out there. And so that's what you're seeing now. Jeff, obviously it may be kind of tough to tell as you're driving. Do you know what direction the winds are kind of blowing around the EcoBoost a little bit? Are they coming in out of the south or coming in out of the southwest to go back into the storm? What's your best guess?
Actually, right now the winds are actually pretty calm.
Okay.
But the gusts we are seeing, they're coming from the north now, northwest.
Okay, yeah, so it's coming in, that's behind the storm then. That's going to be your rear flank downdraft. And he's right by the outlet center there. So he's on I-40. There's the outlet center. So he's approaching the Meridian exit and MacArthur Boulevard exits there. So he's going to be making his way towards downtown. Kathy, we've got your shot up right now. And go ahead and just talk. But I've got, okay, yeah. So Kathy, you are on, looks like you're on I-44 heading back up north, correct? By Lillard Park?
Yeah, I just got off the exit by the airport. I'm heading back north. Looking back up in the shot, I'm kind of in the area where the inflow is currently, so I got out of the rain. Not getting any strong winds at the moment, but the lowering, if you can see it, part of it is off to my left currently.
Yeah,
but we're not seeing any sort of, it's not low to the ground at the moment.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, so Kathy's got the lowering with the wall cloud. It's going to be on the left side of your screen there, and it's lower. Okay, we got, there's a lot of trackers that are out there. So again, Kathy is getting herself into position. She's heading towards the interchange there with I-40 and I-44. So her and Jeff are going to be basically meeting there by Hurricane Harbor. And we are still watching, again, the potential for this to produce a tornado. Like Jeff was saying just a second ago, and Kathy can kind of see in her shot too, there is a lot of just the debris being picked up, a lot of the dust being picked up. That's what all this blue is. And so this is all getting sucked into the storm, because if you see, as I turn back onto reflectivity, there's our inflow notch right there. So all of this is just getting sucked into the storm as it's continue to move into a very favorable environment. And so very strong inflow winds picking up a lot of that dust. And so that's why when we take a look at the debris tracker, that's why it looks like there's a lot of the blue showing up there, which is, again, non-meteorological, which would be non-water based. That's all the dust getting sucked into that storm. We're going to take Jeff's shot, though, because it looks like it's very interesting as he heads towards the interchange there by Hurricane Harbor and Galleria. Jeff, we've got your shot. Go ahead. We've got a great shot with it there. Looking to your north, looking to your left. Go ahead.
Yep. So right now, looking to our left, we're actually getting ready to get on I-44 and go westbound from I-40. Rotation is off to our left, or pretty much right in your screen right now.
Yep.
Tornado sirens are going off again in this area. Right. You can't tell, but it doesn't look like anything's on the ground, but we can definitely see a lowering.
Yeah, we can see that too. There was the lowering was definitely there, and in it maybe rain wrapped, but I don't think there was really anything there. But again, you could definitely see the lowering that was clearly visible there. So Jeff, thank you very much for that one. So again, tornado sirens are going off. We've got a number of aspects of this storm that we need to be very worried about. Number one, the tornado potential. Number two, the chance for very large damaging hail, and then also very heavy rain too. We're hearing the rain here at the station because we are in the tornado warning that goes until 7:45, but we can still remain very concerned with the actual inflow notch side of things closer to I-40. Basically, be just north of I-40 would be where this potential tornado, if it's going to occur, it would be right there. So it's heading towards 40 and 44, that interchange right there. So we've got Jeff's shot showing, again, a lot of heavy rain. Kathy, your shot is clear right now. I'm going to talk to you. What are you seeing right now on from your vantage point?
From my vantage point right now, I'm heading east on I-40 towards downtown. To my left, we're still seeing that lowering, that scud that we've been seeing since Mustang and Yukon. The rotation itself, it looks like it's it's rain wrapped, and then it's not for about 2 minutes, and then it's rain wrapped again. So currently it looks like it's behind a wall of rain. I'm going to keep cutting east here, like I said, towards downtown, and see if I can get a better clearing.
Okay. All right, Kathy, thank you very much. We also have meteorologist Conrad Sapinski. He is back in from working the morning shift, so he's back in. And we can, let's see, let me just make sure that we can actually go ahead and take links 1 now, because he can drive and he can be in control.
Yes.
I'm going to go just to the national view, or just a different view, that way it's not confusing, and we'll go from there. So it looks like, yep, we are on links 1 right now. Appreciate it, guys.
Yep, Jack, we're actually getting, a little bit of word here that it looks like an impressive wall cloud, in the Oklahoma City supercell that is coming on in right now. So as of right now, there is that lowering, so we'll see. It is kind of rain wrapped, like you were saying, Jack, so it's a little bit harder to see right now. But we do still have a little bit of daylight that is helping us out to maybe see it in person a bit more. But the hail is so impressive. It's over 2 inches right now. Very damaging hail is a big thing that you were talking about, how, we're seeing that large hail here in the metro area, especially northern parts of that. So we're continuing to track this, of course.
Yeah, I have ongoing right now a huge hail at my house.
Wow.
Kayleen is saying that we have no power at our house anymore too, so we've lost power again as that storm has gone on through. So huge hail over portions of War Acres, Bethany, and portions of northwest Oklahoma City. So really large hail core likely making its way towards Northwest Expressway right now, probably over it right now. So we're looking at that to be eventually impacting locations very close to and probably just south of Lake Hefner, and eventually more Nichols Hills area. That's where that dark color is. That's going to be really where that large hail will be passing through. So the tornado potential closer to I-40 right now. The actual hail potential a few miles to the north, moving through just the heart of Oklahoma City right now.
Yeah, you could see where, the biggest hail is actually, it looks like it's on its way here to the Fox 25 station. It's, northern parts of town. So, of course, you don't want to be outside. You do not want to be driving in this. You do not want to try and outrun this. Now's your time to prepare. You want to make sure you are in that tornado shelter. You are, in a safe area, not outside. Trust me, this hail is large and it is dangerous as well, included with this tornado warning.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and take Jeff's shot there, Conrad. So just click on Jeff's shot and we'll see. Jeff, torrential rain right now. What exit are you currently at right now?
So right now we are at Northwest 36 and I-44. We're getting hail, but we can't see what size it is right now.
Okay.
Due to the rain.
Torrential rain. We've been noticing too just sideways rain with all these storms because of all the strong winds too. So we'll get to take Kathy's shot right now there, Conrad, to see what she's doing.
Let's see.
So yeah, Kathy's got a nice looking shot of our wall cloud. Kathy, what are you seeing with that ragged wall cloud out there?
Yeah, the wall cloud currently is to the left of my shot. I'm heading into downtown right now, so it's coming in. And we're starting to see those strong winds coming directly out of the west. They shifted from the southwest now to the west as that rotation comes in. And I'm pushing a little farther north here just to see if I could see what's going on under it. But so far, it looks like it's no longer wrapped in rain, about halfway to the ground from what I can tell there, just to the left of that stoplight, if you can see.
Yeah, so we are, sounds like we're getting some reports of some large golf ball sized hail in the northern part of the metro. So by Integris Baptist there, Northwest Expressway, probably looking at some really large hail there. Where Kathy is at, though, that is going to be where your inflow is. So, Conrad, if you go back to the radar, just hit that little X there, or click on our name, and then you can see that as we zoom in, there's your inflow there. Let's take a look and see what it looks like on velocity, because we're probably looking at that to be, so it still remains very broad. Like what they're saying, both Jeff and Kathy, is that, there's definitely the wall cloud is definitely lower, not making its way all the way down just yet. You can see that area of velocity is showing up nicely, but it could be a lot tighter. There's also, as you can kind of see there by Dell City and Midway Village, there's a little area there. We'll have to see what that is. We're getting pretty close to the radar. What's that look like with velocity or with reflectivity there? Sorry, Conrad. Yeah, so it's pretty far out. So there might be some stronger winds getting kicked up there that we have to watch out for. But again, very large hail associated with this storm too. The tornado threat is still there and still definitely pleasant. And there is all the hail that Conrad's got pulled up there on the
Large hail.
on the product. So again, we're talking about a huge swath of just very, very large hail. So again, if you have the ability to, not right now if you live in downtown or really within the northern Oklahoma City area, but really need to make sure that outside of these zones, a little east of there, we need to make sure that we can get our cars in and get those protected. Now, one thing you can kind of see there, it looks like on the side of the screen, is that we have a number of vehicles that are starting to stop and pull off.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I-44 and Northwest 23rd. They're pulling off on the road, and they're trying to park underneath the bridge. Do not do that. Again, not only do you create more traffic issues where you could be looking at more people getting rear-ended as people hydroplane into you, you're also looking at to be underneath the bridge. That is where your winds accelerate with the Venturi effect going right through there, and so you'd have actually even stronger winds. I know you'd want to get your car out of the hail, but it's actually even more dangerous than what you're doing. It's best to just get off the highway and take the next exit and then just get off and just park on one of the surface roads. So again, do not be doing what we're seeing right now on our camera right now.
Jack, I just heard the OGSC Coliseum is actually being evacuated right now. They're having a game there at the moment, so they're getting the evacuation warnings for them right now, which is, exactly what we should be doing. We should be evacuating. We should be treating this very seriously. I know, it might be a little bit harder to see where this actual tornado could potentially be. There's a lot of rain, a lot of gusty winds, and of course, we're looking at that large hail. But if we're getting the warning all over the region, so you want to make sure you're treating this very seriously. If you're at work, whatever you have going on, do not be outside, Jack, like you were just saying. You do not want to be under those bridges.
Cameron, go to velocity and then kind of zoom into the Bricktown area. So yeah, downtown, a little bit showing up there for some better rotation. If you can, go ahead and just circle that with the marker, and then go to reflectivity then after that and see what that looks like. That's the interchange there. Downtown Bricktown area. Your interchange there of 35 and 235. That zone that he's clicking on, and then go to reflectivity and see what that looks like based on. Yeah, so that would be, again, that's about where we're looking at there for your area of rotation. Be basically right downtown, Bricktown area, Midtown. That's where we have to be very concerned with. Here at the station, it's getting very loud. I don't know if you can hear it over our microphones. The hail is hitting our building right now. We're looking at us to be on the northern side of this tornado-warned supercell, where that is going to be your large hail potential there. So again, dangerous supercell thunderstorm basically right over downtown Oklahoma City right now. Need to make sure that we're taking our precautions. Midtown area, Paseo District, Midway Village, Del City, heading towards Midwest City and Tinker. Need to make sure that we're taking our precautions. Forest Park, the Oklahoma City Zoo. Technically here at the station, we are in the tornado warning as well. And so again, we need to make sure that we are taking our precautions, getting away from the windows because the storm could produce the tornado, and it's also producing very, very large hail and also just a lot of it too.
Yeah, it looks like it's moving around 30 miles per hour. So let me create a cone here.
Yep.
And see.
And I'll check a few more things off screen.
Okay. Let's do this cone here. This is where that tornado could potentially be. Let's see. Going at 30 miles per hour. Okay, so some of these areas, this is just some of many, many areas here in this tornado warning that we want to, evacuate. We want to make sure we're in this tornado shelter. So Mesta Park, Oklahoma City, now is your time to be doing that. You do not want to be, you do not want to be outside right now. Bricktown, 7:22 p.m. State Capitol, 7:23 p.m. Smith's Village, we're looking at 7:28 p.m. Forest Park, 7:29 p.m. Midway Village, 7:29 p.m. Del City, 7:31 p.m. But even if it's 7:31 p.m., you want to make sure you are evacuating now. You're going to that tornado shelter. Midwest City, 7:35 p.m. Now we're looking at the hospital here. It's the St. Anthony's Hospital, 7:35 p.m. Midwest City High School, 7:35 p.m. as well. Overall, though, Tinker Air Force Base, 7:37. Spencer, 7:38. Green Pastures, 7:42. And Nakoma Park, we are looking at 7:43. But like I said, you want to be evacuating right now. This is right on top of us. You could hear it. Jack, you can hear that large hail, you can hear that rain, the gusty winds as well.
It's bad. Go ahead and take Jeff's shot, because Jeff is Jeff, we got your shot up right now. You're heading into the hail core. Is it bad where you're at right now and getting worse?
Well, we are out of the hail now, but we still got torrential downpouring, a lot of localized flooding going on right now.
Okay.
As we drive down I-235 back towards downtown Oklahoma City.
Okay, so you're driving south right now on 235.
Correct.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. All right. So yeah. So Jeff is just leaving the hail core, and that hail core is basically right over our part of the city right now. So it's kind of right now over yeah, the Village, Nichols Hills, North Oklahoma City, getting into Northeast Oklahoma City as well. That's really where our biggest hail core is with this storm, and so it's had been dumping a ton of rain. So Jeff is driving south right now. Let's take a look at Kathy's shot, because Kathy was in downtown. We've got your shot up now, Kathy.
Okay, close to Scissortail Park.
Yep, Scissortail Park, very close there. Where do you, what are you doing right now, Kathy, to get out ahead of it? You are taking 40 east.
Yeah, I was in downtown just to kind of get past the rain curtain just to see what it was doing. There was no damage downtown as it passed through. I did have strong winds out of the west and then immediately strong winds out of the south as it passed. But now I'm cutting back east, as you said, on I-40 just to kind of get back out ahead of it and make sure it's not redeveloping.
Perfect. All right, Kathy, thank you very much. Yeah, so Conrad's go-to velocity, it's still clearly there. But it's still not as tight as what it looked like. But that mesocyclone still remains present. We've been able to see that mesocyclone on a number of their shots so far this evening. So we know that that storm is definitely capable of producing the tornado. It just may have been a bit now since it actually has done that. But this is, again, the tornado warning storm that we are tracking goes for another goes until 7:45, and we've got, again, you can see there's a lot of little areas of rotation showing up with the product that Conrad has pulled up currently.
Yes, yep, like Forest Park area, Oklahoma City Zoo. So the northern parts of town, looking at this area of rotation, but then also, Jack, as you can see, the bottom part too, the southern parts of town. So as this is continuing to roll through, no matter where you are, north, south, east or west, especially north, south, and eastern parts of the metro area, you want to make sure you are definitely prepared. But even on the western side, we are all under this tornado warning. You really want to make sure you are seeking shelter right now. Now is the time to do so.
Yeah, and just when we get here to 7:30, we'll do a little bit of a kind of a recap. So we'll go for a few more minutes. We're not going to go off screen or anything, but we'll zoom out to show you, because there's actually a couple other storms that we need to show as well. But again, you've got the hook with this supercell thunderstorm passing on through downtown. Now with that latest scan that we just got, the hook is now going to be just east of downtown now, going to be just east of I-235, but between 235 and 35, that's where that's going to be at. And so you're looking at basically the area of circulation from basically north of El Reno to between El Reno and 23rd. That would be your area that would have the potential for producing the tornado. So we've got, again, south of northeast 23rd, north of El Reno, in that zone. That's going to be our best area that we'd be watching out for the potential for tornadic development. So again, between I-235 and between I-35, that's going to be your best area to watch out for. But we've had eyes on this storm. At times it's been rain wrapped, at other times it's been fairly clear. The meso is lower, the wall cloud is lower, but it looked a bit more impressive when it was back out by Mustang, for example. But still, though, dangerous storm, and one that is still producing torrential rain and very, very large hail as well.
Yeah, you could see that here at the Fox station. We're seeing the worst of it right now. You could hear it. We've been hearing it. So we're continuing to track that once again. But yes, multiple areas of possible rotation here all over the area with, of course, a lot of hail as well. You could see that hail core, pretty much the biggest areas over us right now, Jack.
Yeah. I don't know whose shot that is. Take Kathy's shot. I think that might be her shot. Yeah. Kathy, we got your shot up right now. You're still going eastbound, or what's your direction currently headed right now?
I'm still going east on I-40 right now. My direction is looking more northeast, but that is the lowering on the left-hand side of my shot there. It's not wrapped in rain right now, so I can see it's about, I would say, a third of the way down, so it's not as far down as we were seeing earlier, but it's still a definite defined lowering.
Okay. Yeah, so Kathy's right there, and I think Jeff is also right there, too. Let's take his shot. On the GPS, they're actually very close to each other. Jeff, we've got your shot up currently as you're also heading into the interchange as well. Let us know what you're seeing.
Yeah, we are seeing just about the exact same thing Kathy is seeing right now. It's a definite lowering about halfway down, but nothing on the ground yet.
Nothing on the ground. Yeah, so right now they're at the interchange there where I-40 and 35 are branching apart. That's where they're at right now. That interchange is where they currently are at. So we're looking at the potential tornado to be between Reno and 23rd, and then now generally to the east of Martin Luther King and Sooner Road. It's going to be kind of in that kind of quadrant right there. That's going to be your best area. We can go back to the radar there, Conrad.
So Jeff, real quick, if you can hear me. So the way you're driving right now, where exactly are you looking? Are you looking a little bit more north and east? What direction is that we're lowering right now?
Yeah, so our camera's looking northeast while we driving. So it is off to our left as we're driving on I-40 here.
Okay. All right. So what National Weather Service is about to issue a new tornado warning, and the reason for that is that Southwest and Midwest City, so they're both right there. That's a little bit of an area that is they're watching for increased area of rotation. So go to velocity and
it does look like north of where Kathy and Jeff are at is where this possible tornado could be. Let me go back to velocity here.
Yeah, so there's a bit of there's a couple areas, a little bit of a bulge right there, legit right by where they are, that they're going to be watching out for very closely. So the new tornado warning just got posted, so it's going to go until 8:15, and so it still encompasses the same areas, and it goes all the way into portions of Lincoln County until 8:15. So the warning is going to be still for. It's still for the chance for tennis ball sized hail. So this thing again remains very, very large with the hail potential with this storm too. But if we can go and Conrad zoom out, and we'll do a new track on that from basically where Kathy and Jeff kind of are. That's going to be our track, and moving, and like I said, it's moving generally to the east at about east northeast about 30 miles an hour.
Let me put on this time lapse, 15 minutes.
Yeah, so there it is. There's our supercell with the mesocyclone going right over downtown, basically. And now we got our new tornado warning that will go out until 8:15. So that's going to include areas like Spencer, Nakoma Park, Dungy Park, Jones, Choctaw, Del City, Midwest City, Tinker. You guys are in this new tornado warning, and you can see that it's still holding onto its shape. This is a classic supercell going right over downtown. It has that perfect shape to it. At times, the velocity may not have looked all that good, but it had all that lowering. That potential has always been there, and so now it looks like it's kind of tightening back up again, is what they are seeing with the National Weather Service. Yeah, go ahead, Conrad, and do our track there about 30, 35 miles an hour or so, and you'll see that again. We're talking about areas near SSM Health, St. Anthony's Hospital, 735, Spencer, 737, Green Pastures at 741, Nakoma Park, 742, Dungy Park at 745, Choctaw, 748. We've got Jones at 749 and Woods at 750. Again, but we're looking at it to be really over still Oklahoma City proper itself right now, still too, for a majority of this warning.
Yes, we did just get this update here, like you were saying, Jack, till 8:15 p.m. And the hail was very impressive, very large. You know, we were talking about that we could get that possibility for baseball-sized hail.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's definitely living up to exactly what we were talking about. You know, that the hail is very large. We are continuing to see, you know, lots of rainfall as well. So still, please make sure you are not on the roads right now. The worst of it is starting to move away from the metro, but we are not in the clear just yet. We are not in the clear, especially when it comes to the actual eastern parts of Oklahoma City area, like we were just talking about. You know, for example, Oklahoma City Zoo, Forest Park as well, Midway Village, Smith Village, Del City, Midway City, Spencer, Nakoma Park. These are all areas that we are still, you know, seeing the most danger out of this whole thing as of right now, especially, like I said, the eastern parts of Oklahoma City, but we are all still seeking shelter and making sure this whole tornado warning passes on through before we could come out and see if there's any damage that, you know, is out there wherever you are.
Yeah, so even though we have still tornado warnings actively ongoing right now within Oklahoma County, if you live along or to the west of I-235, if you live along to the west of Broadway Extension, you are in the clear. So those are going to be areas then you're probably still getting the warnings on them because you're in Oklahoma County, but you're in the clear right now. And areas to the west, even more of that, are also in the clear too. But again, you can see that there's still a broad area of rotation. This is again a very healthy supercell thunderstorm, and we're looking at this to be continuing onwards until you know, for at least the next 45 minutes. Let's take a look at what Jeff is seeing right now with his shot. We'll take him right now. Jeff, go ahead.
Yeah, so we were back in the heavy torrential rain, currently no hail, but we're now looking off to our east as we drive north on Sooner Road here, where the lowering is.
Copy that. Kristen, in the back, could you say that again? Okay. Yeah, Program Alert Best Medicine will air at 2 a.m. And since it is actually 7:32, Conrad, go ahead and go back to the radar and let's zoom way out. We want to just give people an update here for what's going on, as we do have, again, a tornado warned storm over Oklahoma City. But let's zoom way, way out. And you'll see that we, again, are tracking a number of other storms coming in from southwest Oklahoma as well. So those are going to be also areas to watch out for too. You've got additional supercell thunderstorms that are developing there, heading through Marlow and the Lindsay area. Those are going to be kind of the next in line. There's a hook on that one too, so that's also going to be something to watch out for too. Just letting people know that we're watching again by the Bray area. We're watching again all these zones, and then we also are watching additional storms coming in across more of southwest Oklahoma, heading into more of Comanche County by Fort Sill and Lawton. So obviously we're still mainly focusing in our tornado warning, but we still have a number of these supercells that are out there floating around that are also producing that large hail and damaging wind threat too.
Yeah, even this one in Garfield County and Kingfisher County, as you can see here, the severe thunderstorm warning, that's in effect till 7:45, so we still have a little bit more time with this severe thunderstorm. But as of right now, Jack, like you were saying, this is the only tornado warning right over the metro area, now heading a little bit more to the east of the metro area.
Yeah, yep. So let's go and take a look at velocity and see what that looks like. I've got a different product that I can look off screen to kind of see where that would be.
Yes. So real quick, I just want to say, if you're west of Fox 25 Station, Remington Park, west of Oklahoma City Zoo, west of Forest Park as well, things are starting to improve. So we are starting to see things, looking much better. But if you are east of these areas, you are still seeking shelter, because this is where the actual tornado could potentially be.
Yeah, so we've got until 8:15 with this tornado warning. We've got a number of different spots of rotation that are being detected right now, because our supercell still looks to be impressive. However, we are probably looking at this to maybe be turning into a bit more of the line segment that eventually we're kind of thinking about it might happening. Basically, our supercell might be getting to kind of get stretched out a little bit more. And as it does that, we might be looking at more of that spin-up potential with some of our storms. Let's see. I think that's Kathy's shot. Go ahead and take Kathy's shot there.
Kathy's?
Conrad, yeah. Yeah, Conrad, or Kathy, we've got your shot pulled up right now. Looked impressive when you're shooting it in between those establishments. What's your position right now?
Yeah, I was actually just trying to maneuver a little bit, get you a better shot here. It's right there. There it is.
Yeah.
Right. Wow. We're looking at the leading edge right now where that lowering is. I can get you a little zoomed in here.
Yeah, you can see it.
It's looking a little more defined. Yeah, it was a little more defined than it was earlier, but there's a lot of trees and everything in this area, so we're not confirming ground rotation just yet, but it is. You can tell that the rotation is stronger than it was when it was, like, say, downtown OKC.
Yeah, it definitely looks to be stronger, because, we can even see, as you're zooming in, we can definitely see the rotation there of the wall cloud, and very, very low. Also seeing a lot of lightning flashes as well. Kathy, you'd still probably say that those are lightning flashes and not power flashes, though, correct? They seem to be more lightning flashes, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, they are lightning flashes. I've been watching for that, and we're getting a lot of cloud-to-ground lightning, but so far it's just lightning. We haven't seen any power flashes.
Okay, all right. Kathy, thank you very much. Definitely a great shot there. And then Jeff is on the move with his camera position. A little bit tougher to see with him. Jeff, we've got you up right now. Let us know what you're seeing right now.
That was a big bump. So right now we got the rotation off to our right still. We're driving north on Air Depot. Just trying to kind of keep it in view.
Okay. All right. Yeah, so both Jeff and Kathy are right there by where that area of rotation is going to be. We can go back to the radar now, Conrad, and you can see that where they currently are. We'll go to reflectivity. You can see that where they are right now. You've got, again, the inflow notch is becoming pretty widespread at this point as our storm is kind of getting stretched out more. And so what might now be happening is that we might be looking at a few little indentations that we have to kind of then watch out for that brief spin-up potential possibility. So Kathy, as she's looking north, she's able to look right into that area of rotation with the lowering there. Very impressive looking. As you can see where Kathy is, she is very close to Tinker, basically right there off the interstate. and is basically looks like she's on Douglas Road looking north, and she can see towards that area of lowering. But it might be starting to get itself a little stretched out to where there could be a few different areas that we have to watch out for some rotation.
Yes, no, it definitely looks like it's starting to head a bit more to the east of the metro, which is a good sign, but we are still continuing to track, large hail. Let's actually look at that right now. Wow. Yeah, a lot of
it's dumped a lot of hail. Over
yes.
its lifetime. And yeah, so now the hail core is basically by Lake Aluma and Spencer, and it's smaller in nature, which is good. But at one point, this thing was massive. Go to the Barren button there, Conrad. It'll actually have like so it's still,
Oh, wow.
it's still showing up there as, again, very, very large hail core. May not be making its way to the ground. Maybe it's kind of going through the cycling process where the rotation is kind of upticked a little bit, like they're saying, and then it might be having a stronger updraft to keep more of that hail in the air. But yeah, you have very, very large hail associated with the storm still as it makes its way through northeast Oklahoma City, and then also into portions of, like you can see there, Forest Park, Tacoma Park, Green Pastures, and the Jones area. Take a look at velocity. Let's see what that looks like, because like I was saying, as this thing is kind of getting stretched out a little bit more, you can see though that we're not looking at exactly a tight area of just one little spot. There might be now, as you can see with our radar, there's not exactly a straight line with our velocity. So those little indentations, those are going to be now kind of where we have to watch out for as our storm is kind of getting stretched out a little bit more. So where Kathy is, that's where you could kind of see there right just off to the northeast of Midwest City, and then also probably northwest in Tacoma Park. Those are going to be little notches that we have to watch and see if those could also turn into a developing tornado. But again, it remains tornado warned. The lowering is still very low. It remains basically at any point still capable of dropping a tornado. Thankfully, though, it has not done so in quite a while.
Yeah, it looks like where Jeff is at, maybe he might be getting some smaller hail, but north of where Jeff is at, especially north and east, now we're getting into large hail right now. Kathy is actually in a spot where, as you saw a few minutes ago, she has a little bit of a better view. She's just outside of all that rain at the moment, and just to the south of where that largest hail core is as well. But overall, though, you could see that swath of hail coming. It came right over our station here, Nichols Hills, Penn Square Mall, Oklahoma City Zoo, Forest Park as well, Spencer, Jones. Those are all areas that saw the largest hail, and now finally the storm is starting to move a little bit more to the east, which is a good sign, away from the metro. But you are still definitely keeping tabs on things. But a lot more people in the metro area are starting to see improving conditions, Jack, so that's a good sign.
Yeah, because now at this point, the supercell is at this point basically totally east of I-35. So I-35 and westward, you guys are all in the clear. Arcadia and Luther, you guys are close to the tornado warning just north of there. You guys are going to be looking at mostly just heavy rain. Really, though, where you've got your highest reflectivity values by Witcher area and Jones, that's in north of Spencer. That's really where most of your hail is going to be with that hail core. And then, again, where Jeff is, and then looking off to the north from there, that's where you've got the tornado potential. Let's take Kathy's shot. She's got looks like she's got a pretty good shot there. Kathy, go ahead.
I'm still in Midwest City right now. I'm looking to the north. You see the lowering there on my shot. I've tried been watching through the lightning just to see if it's getting any lower. So far, it looks like to be staying pretty consistent with how it looks right now.
Okay.
Sirens are going off in here in Midwest City, but so far there's no damage, and the wind is actually very calm right now.
Gotcha. And, I mean, you've been driving around for a little bit now. You've not encountered any spot that's lost power, have you?
There was some indications of power outages when I was passing through Mustang, but nothing widespread so far.
Yeah, because it looks like we still got the power on where you're at there in Midwest City. But yeah, the lowering still definitely there, but it looks to be about the same. So it's not weakening, but it's also kind of maintaining its overall structure, and thankfully isn't intensifying much more than where it's at. But it still remains a very dangerous storm as it continues to move slowly eastward, about 30 miles an hour through the metro area, now kind of more of the eastern side of the metro area. Let's check it with Jeff, and let's see what his shot will hold for us.
And now, Jack, since it's starting to get more, darker and darker, it's not going to be a lot harder to see now, but you can still see the lowering here on Jeff's shot. What are you seeing, Jeff?
Yeah, so we're seeing a lowering, and it's actually but it looks like it's actually trying to put down a funnel right now, or we can't really tell if it's actually putting down a funnel or if it's just scud going up into the cloud base.
Yeah, I think if it's going to be anywhere, it would be right there where you're looking at it, because it is definitely trying to. Maybe now starting to scud out just a little bit currently, but every once in a while, just give it another 30 seconds and it probably tries to go again. But that's a great shot there of that tornado-warned storm. Jeff, what road are you currently on right now?
We're on Northeast 23rd and Westminster.
Okay. Yep. So he's traveling eastbound right now. From based on some of the flags, it looks like the flags were blowing the wind out towards you. Would that be correct, Jeff?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
So
and right now the winds are pretty light.
yeah. Because I could tell on some of these flagpoles driving by, like there's a little bit in the way of some movement towards you, but it wasn't very much. But again, nice, healthy-looking lowering there with our tornado-warned supercell. You've got great eyes on it. You've got the scud showing up there, and occasionally the little fingers where they're trying to be some rotation, a little funnel that's trying to come out of it. Might be looking at even one kind of right there coming out of the base. And yeah, Jeff, the shot that you've got, that looks okay, but the other shot still looks actually better on our side. I know it might be a little bit easier to see with you turning up the brightness, that way you can see the better lowering. But yeah, you can still see, there's the lowering and the scud, and there's trying to be some little fingers that are coming out of that. Again, it shows you that the environment is very favorable for tornadic development because you've got very moist air that's in place, and that's just all getting ingested into the storm right now. But you can tell it's getting hard to see now as it is getting darker pretty fast. So it looked good for a second there, Jeff. Maybe your other setting might be the better play going forward now. But again, he is still traveling on Northeast 23rd, and he is heading towards, he's in Tacoma Park, heading towards Choctaw. So Highway 62, 23rd, that's where we're looking at right now. Again, the area would be just between Tacoma Park and Green Pastures, and it would be to the southwest of Dungy Park. That's where we're looking at for the best opportunity for there to be a tornado.
Yeah, and Jack, when we were looking at Jeff's shot here, when we were looking north, that's where we saw, the rotation and stuff like that. So overall, though, this is exactly where that area of the most danger is right now. So as Jeff continues a little bit more to the east, now he might get a little bit of a better shot. But yes, it is getting dark now, so it's going to be harder to see, of course. But at least that lightning is going to give us a few, seconds here and there of some light and a little bit more clarity of where exactly this the rotation could be in this possible tornado.
Absolutely. Yeah, so this, and you can see with the velocity, again, we're nice and close to the radar, which is good. The storm is all north of the radar, which is nice. So it's not like the other night where it was going right over the radar and it made it hard to tell. We're actually in a really good spot for it. And you can see that it's, again, we're not looking at exactly a tight couplet right now with our velocity. I'm not sure who's in the back. Yeah, if we can just kind of keep it at our velocity, you can kind of see there that where Jeff is at, and then just a little bit north of there, there's again some little spots of some rotation right around the Dungy Park area, just north of there by about a mile or two. That's going to be kind of the best spot right now. Again, we're close to the radar, so it's nice. The storm is very close to it. It's nice and low, and so we've got great eyes on it. You can just overall tell that the overall structure of it, while it looks impressive, we're still not looking at it to be dropping a tornado on the ground right now, which is good. But again, remains possible as it could do it at any time.
Yeah, still seeing a few areas of rotation here. Maybe not as obvious like it was, 10, 15, 20 minutes ago, Jack. But overall, though, still seeing a couple areas of this possible rotation. You can see that first one a little bit more on the northern side, where north of where Jeff is at. That's a little bit more of a stronger side of rotation, closer to Jones. That's where we are currently seeing that. Overall, though, it's pretty much on that intersection right in the middle of Jones right now. So let's say where East Britain Road is and North Choctaw Road. That is pretty much where the most, the highest rotation is as of right now. But then there's also an area to the south, just north and east of where Kathy is at, where we're also seeing an area of rotation. So at least it's moving, away and more away from the city, Jack. So that's a good thing. but overall, those still seem very dangerous conditions going on until at least around 8:15 p.m. time frame.
Yep. So again, Choctaw, Hara, Midway, Fowler, you guys still need to make sure we're taking our tornado precautions. Jones, you guys are in the tornado warning. Still need to make sure that we're away from our windows because, again, you are in the really strong hail core. Same with that can also be said by Pool. And you can kind of see the overall polygon just kind of follows it right there along I-44 and to the south of there. So that's really where most of our issues are going to be. Still moving east about 30-ish or so miles an hour. And so you can see the Hara 8:02, arrival time Midway 8:10, McLeod 8:13, Fowler 8:14 if it keeps on going in that direction and that speed. There might be a little bit more in the way of some winds trying to come out of this storm.
The outflow boundary,
Yeah, a little bit outflow boundary. You can kind of see is keep it right there, Connor, keep it right there. You've got a little bit in the way of some of those little splotches of the green coming out ahead of that. That might be the beginning of the little outflow winds, and the radar can kind of pick up on that and detect that. So those little spots that you have on the radar, and again, we're super close to the radar, so it actually is a good view of it. That might be the beginnings of our storm becoming a little bit more outflow dominant, at least as of right now. Maybe not making the outflow boundary just yet, but it is going to be potentially producing some very strong winds right there. But there's still rotation, as you can see, and also still that very large hail core, too, right over Jones. That is where that is going to be, where there's that up to tennis ball-sized hail.
Yes, and like you were saying with that outflow boundary, usually when we do see an outflow boundary, we see some weakening in the storm. So we'll see how things go with this. It could also recycle. It could get stronger in a bit, too.
Yep. Let's go ahead and take Jeff's shot.
Okay.
And Jeff, we've got your shot up right now. Let us know what you're seeing right now, because you're on, looks like you're on Hiawassee right now, and 50th.
We just came off Hiawassee. We're on 50th now. I mean, right now we're just mostly looking by trees.
Yeah, because once we get east of I-35, then we kind of enter the jungle where there's more trees. Through the lightning flashes there, Jeff, can you see any lowering still?
Nothing right now, just because our view is blocked by the trees.
Okay, gotcha. All right, let's go to Kathy and see what she's got. She's a little bit farther away, may have a little bit of a better vantage point. Let's check in and see what Kathy is seeing right now.
Let's see that.
All right, Kathy, we got your shot up. Let us know what you're seeing generally off onto the left side of your screen and to the north of you.
Yeah, I'm back heading east on I-40. Plan is to take the turnpike north and go into the Hara area and kind of cut it off. But since I got out ahead of it right now, I'm looking back into it. You're still seeing that wall cloud, but as you were saying earlier, like you could tell the structure is not as defined, the rotation isn't as pretty, and it's not as strong as it was. We'll see if it cycles back again, but right now, as I get out ahead of it, it's not looking like as promising as it was earlier.
All right, Kathy, thank you very much. Yeah, so that's what you can see too, because sometimes when you're out farther ahead of the storm, it's a little bit easier to see some of the overall characteristics of it, and so that's what she's seeing, a little bit of a overall downward trend. We can go back to radar, Conrad, and you'll see that when we go to the radar, it's just not the notch is there, the hook is there, it's just not as tight it was what it was earlier on. And so Jeff is again right where it would be, but you can kind of see that it doesn't kind of wrap back around and kind of try to encompass where Jeff is at. It's just kind of there. So, but Jeff is right where we would be looking at. And so we need to make sure that we're still taking our precautions. Yeah, the velocity is going to be looking good because we are close to the radar in the proper spot on the radar. And you can see that there's really not a whole lot going on there. The rotation is quite broad because this is still a supercell thunderstorm. So we know it's rotating. But right now there has been some gusty winds and some outflow. And so, yeah, Conrad is kind of circling the outflow that's coming out ahead of that. A couple little brighter pixels at times may still kind of show you that there's some little spots there that there might be trying to be some spin.
Yes.
But right now, though, this looks to be, good for not much of a tornado imminent threat right now, which is good. It still could produce one clearly, but it's not as impressive looking as what it once was.
Yes, definitely not looking as impressive, but the hail is still very impressive.
yeah.
Over 2 inches in many locations.
Yeah.
That's where it gets really, really damaging and life-threatening as well, especially if you're out and about. Could, crack windshields very easily, and then glass becomes projectile as well. So you do not want to be by windows in these areas, like Jones.
Yeah, Jones, that's really going to be like Jones and the Pool area. Those are going to be the areas that would have the best a chance of seeing some of that really large hail. So Jones right now, Pool heading towards your direction, yeah, that's going to be a very damaging hail. And you can kind of see that his position is getting closer to that because it's also pretty close to where the actual little spot of rotation would be should there be a tornado out there. And so our product, while it does kind of overestimate things at times, it's putting it in the right spot. And you can see it's coming in 3+ inches. You know, we're still looking at it to be warned for tennis balls right now, which is 2.5. So it's not really all that far off. Very, very large hail still expected with this supercell.
Yes, yeah, and it looks like Jeff is headed right into the largest hail right now. So maybe we'll take a shot here very soon and see if we're seeing anything.
Hey, go ahead and just take it right now. We'll just see what he's saying. Go ahead, Jeff. It's quite dark on your camera. But you know, you're driving into potentially the hail core. Are you hearing anything, seeing anything right now?
Yeah, we're getting some probably pea-sized, maybe dime-sized hail here and there. The rain has definitely increased in the last about minute and a half or so. And the wind is kind of calm, but just a few minutes ago, we got a really strong inflow wind from it.
Okay. Now, obviously, with it being dark, you've got a lot of lightning flashes. Has the intensity gone down a little bit since like 5 minutes ago?
Yeah, it looks like the lightning has come down, and we're going to turn around here.
Yeah, because when I turn on lightning, I can kind of see that there's definitely strikes, but there's not as many of them as what it was looking like earlier on. And so, you can still have a severe thunderstorm warned storm and tornado warned storm without much lightning, but it does show you that when there's not very much of it, it is kind of on a downward trend. But that's some good news. Now, we do have additional storms that are down to our southwest. Counted. If we can go to those storms and just kind of show people where those are, because those might become something at some point.
Yes. Let me zoom out a little bit.
Yep. So we got a number of supercells down there, and they're making their way through the Bray area currently. That one for the Grady County, kind of southeastern Grady County, goes until 8:15. Portions of Stevens County as well. And then you've also got into Caddo County, that severe thunderstorm warning in Comanche County until 8:30. So these are supercells that are a bit more close together. They're not all separated like we've got the one in the east side of Oklahoma City and kind of moving the east side of Oklahoma County. These are more bunched up down here, and so there's going to be some more competition. But this is kind of evolving the way we thought it was going to be, to where it was going to be that potentially that line and that cluster of storms that would produce that chance for those spin-up potential.
Yes, yeah, and those are going to be the storms we still have to pay attention to the next couple to few hours as well, Jack, as it looks like
they're
that
moving
trajectory,
north.
yes, going a little bit more closer to the metro possibly area, especially the one to the west, the one that we were just looking at, Comanche County, Caddo County as well, and then southeastern parts of Kiowa County. So we'll continue to track this, but at least that tornado warning, that tornado warned storm is moving away from the metro area, which is a great sign.
Yep, so still well-defined mesocyclone. It's still, it was a very impressive looking storm, so you can't just kill it off immediately. It's got to wind down kind of slowly. So it's still out there, but just not as impressive looking as what it once was. The overall size of it is also smaller too, but there's a large hail core associated with this too, still with maybe up to tennis ball sized hail, but even that's now looking to be a lot smaller where the actual hail core is itself. The size is still big, but just the area itself is getting a little bit smaller.
It is. So that's a good sign, but we are still continuing to see this tornado warning for at least 20 minutes or so. So hopefully it doesn't get extended, Jack. Hopefully it does not get extended, but we are continuing to see if there's any additional updates that are coming on through. But if you're looking at the reflectivity here, it still looks pretty impressive, especially when it comes to the hail and the actual heavy rainfall that we are continuing to see. But at least that outflow boundary that we are currently seeing might be weakening the storm. It kind of looks like it is just a little bit. It might still recycle, might still gain a little bit of strength, but as of right now, it's moving away from the metro. It's to the east of the metro area. So the metro, if you're in and around the metro area, you are good to go to come out of that shelter. You're definitely good on that end. But if you are to the east of the metro, closer to, let's say, Choctaw, Jones, Pool area, you are definitely prepared for this tornado warning right now. We did just get an update here, Jack. So let me.
They're going to take actually, because there's a small portion of northwest Pottawatomie County that was in this tornado warning. They're going to take that out, is what it sounds like. Yeah, so they've trimmed it down and they've slimmed it down. So Harry, you're still in it. Fowler, you're still in it. But McLeod was technically in it for just a little bit. You're now no longer in the tornado warning. Also, watching too, the hail size is starting to come down a little bit with that new warning. So it's still going to be 2-inch in diameter hail. So it's smaller than tennis balls. It's still big hail, but it is coming down a bit in overall size, which is good. Just as a storm itself is getting smaller.
Yes, you're right, Jack. It is starting to look like the hail is getting a little bit smaller. So it's giving us signs that this cell might be weakening here, and it does look like it's weakening, which is a good sign. Hopefully it doesn't ramp back up once again, but still in and around Jones, or especially just to the east of Jones. Now we're looking at more of that larger hail still being a danger out there.
Yeah. Again, the hail is still big. It may be coming down just slightly, and also the hail core itself is coming down in size too. But like I said just a minute ago, you can't just totally kill off these storms. They have to slowly wind down, and as they do so, they're clearly still able to produce a lot of impactful weather as they do that. So again, if you live in this area, as you can see, Hara, Midway, Fowler, Choctaw, you guys still need to make sure that we are taking our tornado precautions. You're looking at the tornado to potentially be at this point now north of Highway 62, kind of to the northeast of the Choctaw area, and looks to be probably still west of Luther Road by a few miles, but you're really looking at not exactly the best looking velocity anymore. You're getting a little bit of some contamination. If you turn on velocity, Conrad, you'll see we're getting some, we call it side lobing contamination, so not exactly impressive looking anymore, which is good. It's still there, still capable of producing a tornado, but we've had, again, a bunch of eyes on this. Basically every single tracker in the whole state has been on this storm, and we've thankfully have been able to keep it confirmed tornado warning wise only just a little bit when it was much farther to the west of the metro. As it went through much of the metro area, it remained radar indicated during that time, but it's still though capable of producing a tornado at any point, just like it has been, because we've seen at times with multiple shots from our trackers, Jeff and Kathy, that mesocyclone got down really low to the ground. That wall cloud was very low, so it's still possible, but thankfully all signs are showing that it might be on a little bit of a downward trend currently.
Yes, and still moving at a pretty decent clip, around 30 miles per hour.
Miles an hour,
so
yeah.
That's pretty good that it's not starting to slow down or anything like that. But yes, we are continuing to get new and new updates coming in. Hail could be up to 2 inches now, so maybe not quite as large as what it was earlier 30 minutes ago or so, but still, even 2-inch hail is very damaging for sure.
Absolutely. We've then got, again, those supercells that are down into more of southwest Oklahoma coming up towards the metro area. There's actually not much lightning with those storms either. And again, lightning, you don't need lightning for it to be tornado warned or severe thunderstorm warned, but you just can see there's really not much lightning with these severe thunderstorm warnings down there. So maybe also not holding on to their strength as much. We'll see, but that's some good news there. When there's not much lightning, then that does usually mean that there's an overall kind of lowering trend of the intensity.
Yes, and there's also this severe thunderstorm warning. Let me just go up north a little bit. You see that one there in Alfalfa County, and same story in Woods County here.
Yeah, those are, as you can see, those are actually far north of the boundary that we've been tracking. There was actually some severe thunderstorm warnings in that part of the state earlier on this afternoon before you got here, Conrad, and those were mostly elevated storms because of the just high base that they were. The bottom of the storm was really high off the ground, and so that was really more of your downburst type of wind. So that's primarily why we have those warnings there, again, until 8:45 there. But most of the actual active weather with that one is really north into more of Kansas.
Yes, no, absolutely. But, there's still a little bit of hail in that severe thunderstorm up north, but that one is moving pretty much into Kansas, which is a good sign.
Yeah.
But we're still seeing a lot of hail with the southwestern severe thunderstorm warnings, if you can see that here.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely are impressive storms down there. There's no doubt. I mean, there's not like they are not doing something, but yeah, definitely our supercell of main concern remains the one in eastern Oklahoma County heading into western Lincoln County right now. We have 14 minutes technically left over with this tornado warned storm. If we can, let's take a look at Kathy's shot, because Kathy looks like she's heading back towards Choctaw, and with the lightning flashes, you can kind of tell every once in a while just a good lowering. Kathy, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm heading north on 335. I'm getting into Luther right now, and then right now I'm getting into a heavy rain band, so you might not be able to see it as well, but that low rain is right in front of me. We can see it in between lightning flashes. Unfortunately, as you stated, the lightning is going down, so that's making it harder to see what it's doing. But right now it looks like it's not a defined lowering, but it's still present, so we're still following it as it moves east.
Okay. All right, Kathy, thank you very much. And we'll check in with Jeff here. He's a little bit behind there. Jeff, go ahead with your shot.
Yeah, so we actually have pulled off the storm, and we're going to head back towards the metro and set up for the new storms that are coming in on the southwest side.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah, so he's going to be watching those storms coming into, the Apache area towards Anadarko and Chickasha. Those are the storms that me and Conrad just talked about as the next kind of wave there for the metro. So, yeah, Jeff's going to peel off. We probably will, it'll be a bit until we come back to him. So Kathy's going to stay on that storm that's got the tornado warning on there. Again, it goes for another 13 more minutes. And you can still see there's, again, that well-defined hook on the radar. There's still the inflow going into it, but it's quite stretched out now, and it's a little bit elongated. Let's take a look at what it looks like on velocity. Yeah, so there's still some areas of rotation that we're watching out for, but we are overall, though, kind of noticing it to be coming down overall in intensity as well as just the overall just size of this thing, too. There's a bit of some contamination right there is kind of what you're seeing with what the base velocity is showing. But that's going to be our zone right there, basically east of Jones and kind of right there along Brighton Road, basically, is really where we'd be watching out for that potential for there to be something. If there was going to be anything, it would be kind of right around there.
Yeah, it's, the reflectivity when it comes to actual velocity, it's not as impressive as earlier, like you were saying. So we'll see if this tornado warning does get, extended down more to the east after 8:15 p.m. time frame, but it doesn't look as intense as it was, 20, 30 plus minutes ago.
Yeah, because I mean, we look at the velocity and we take a look at that, and it's like that's kind of not really much of to be too concerned about. And then when you take a look at the reflectivity, there's still that classic hook that's there. So but it's just a lot smaller and it's a lot weaker, and it just takes a long time to wind this thing down. So we may not, if we get another tornado warning out of this, it would likely be just maybe one more. Or obviously, if it could uptick in intensity, it still could definitely do that. But maybe one more, and that would be about it. Otherwise, it might be they're just looking into whether or not they're going to extend this tornado warning. So we'll see. But again, it still remains a very dangerous storm because let's turn on that Barron button again. With all that hail, you can see that again that hail core is still there and still impressive. Again, on the east side of the county and heading into western portions there of Lincoln County, that's really where our biggest hail core remains. And it's been in this kind of same ballpark, 2.5 inches pretty much this entire time. So it's been a still healthy supercell thunderstorm, still moving on through the eastern side now of the metro.
Yeah, very large hail. It might not be 3 inches coming down on the ground, but it's still going to be very, very large.
Yep. So, but again, it shows you a nice visualization of where this hail core is east of Jones now at this point. Yeah, there's a couple power outages that we also have out there too. Looks like 300 customers without power in Oklahoma County. And so that's, we might be looking at actually a few more that will come on. I know at least my house earlier on lost power. Sounds like we're back on now, which is good. Okay, yeah, makes sense. We had obviously a strong storm come through, and it's our major city, and so there's a lot of people that potentially could have lost power. So it makes sense we do have some power outages that are out there. Thankfully, though, not too many that are out there.
Yeah, I mean, with this newest scan here, take a look at the hook right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's the reflectivity-wise, it still looks to show, again, that classic hook. It's a really large hook, so it's kind of stretched out a little bit, and that usually makes it hard to do. But when you turn on velocity, it's going to probably just look pretty messy.
Yeah, it's messy.
So, which is good. We kind of want messy because we want this thing to kind of wind down and not pose much more of a threat because it is still in a pretty good environment that's out there. We don't have any fronts that have cleared anything out just yet, so it's still going to be a favorable environment. And so thankfully the fact that it's kind of been gusting itself out a little bit out ahead of it has been a very good sign.
Still seeing a few areas of rotation. So pretty much where we're seeing that hook, we're still seeing the areas of rotation. It's more on the weaker to stronger side, but not looking at anything strong to extreme when it comes to actual rotation here when we're looking at this detector. But in and around where Kathy is at right now, maybe just a little bit more to the south, that's where we're looking at the greater rotation right now, but we'll see if this tornado warning actually gets extended or not.
Let's take Kathy's shot because she's right there. She potentially could see it. Obviously, Kathy, you're in the rain-wrapped aspect of it, but when there's some lightning strikes, can you see the lowering still?
Oh, right now I cannot. The rain is too heavy, but I'm getting off the turnpike right now and cutting back east. Hopefully, get back out in front of the rain, and we'll see what it's doing.
Okay. Yep. So she's gonna get out east and get out ahead of it, and so she's gonna get into position. She's very close to it. She's gonna get off the turnpike right here at Britain Road, and then she's gonna head east on Britain Road and probably get out past Harrow Road, and eventually, maybe getting close to South Highway 102, just to get out ahead of that thing, to put herself in a good perspective to look at it, because the wall cloud is still there. It's just not really doing a whole lot else, and that's okay, but it's still persistent. It's still there. I'm looking at also.
You can see a little bit of hail here.
Yeah, there's definitely some little hail.
Yeah, you can definitely see that hail. So that's pretty much where the area is of hail. Let's see how Jeff's shot is looking. Okay, so definitely a whole different shot here. But let's pull up reflectivity. Okay, so where Kathy is at, she's a little bit more on the western part of this actual supercell. See the hail swath. So yeah, she's definitely seeing some of that hail right now. Not the largest hail, still very dangerous, not as large as 30, 45 minutes ago, but we are still seeing some pretty impressive hail, as you can see, coming out of the sky at, saying 3 inches. It's not going to be 3 inches coming down on the ground, but it's still going to be very dangerously large wherever Kathy's at, maybe just a little bit more to the north. Let me pull up reflectivity here again. Yep, still seeing, pretty decent hook here, Jack, but overall, though, it is showing some trends of weakening, so a good sign there. Let's see if that tornado warning does get extended or not.
Yeah. We've got also those other thunderstorms that are down farther to the southwest of the metro area. They will be heading up into the South Metro and potentially maybe the same spots again. We'll see. You can see right now with that storm that's in portions of Comanche County and also into a bit more of Caddo County. A lot of the storm is actually outside of those polygons, and so, oh look, we got a new severe thunderstorm warning for our supercell. So let's go back up there. That might be, that might be actually what we go with now is severe thunderstorm warnings
instead of this tornado warning.
Yeah.
Yes.
Click on this the severe thunderstorm. It goes until 9 o'clock. Okay, so 9 o'clock for Lincoln County. The storm is probably still moving northeast or so at about 30 miles an hour, I'd have to imagine. So it's probably going to also still have that, I would imagine, that tornado possible tag with it.
Yep, so reading some updates here. It's until 9 p.m. It is located 6 miles south of Luther right now, moving east at 30 miles per hour, like you were saying. Golf ball-sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, once again associated with this severe thunderstorm warning. But there's also, we're still watching for maybe some redevelopment when it comes to a tornado with this cell. As of right now, it is showing signs of weakening, but still seeing some pretty large hail, close to 2 inches, maybe a little bit under that. 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, but the severe thunderstorm warning in effect till around 9 p.m. time frame.
Gotcha. So that's good news there. We also have down into Stevens County. If we go down to those more southwest counties there, Conrad, the one that's including Lindsay area, if you kind of zoom in on that one, zoom in on that storm and then turn on velocity there. You can kind of see that with that one, there's a little bit more in the way of some little areas of rotation that are there. Now, this is, again, a little bit more stretched out than what we had with our classic supercell look that went over the metro area. So this might be kind of more of that little spin-up potential going forward into kind of this southern half or so of the state. Right now, it's by Bailey and Cox City, and then our other supercell warned storms, severe thunderstorm warned supercells to the west of there. There's really not much in the way of anything impressive looking velocity-wise. So this one's got a little bit in the way of some rotation with it. But as you take a look at what it looks like on the velocity or on the radar with reflectivity, there's not much. Your hook isn't as well defined there. So there might be something to watch out with that storm going forward. But right now, at least, that one remains severe thunderstorm warned for at least the next 4 minutes until 8:15. And I think our tornado warning is actually done. I think it's actually done. So, okay.
Still popping up here on the reflectivity, but word from National Weather Service is that they let it expire and we are tornado warning free.
And they are actually watching that storm that we were just talking about just a second ago, down by Bray and Cox City within Stevens County and Garvin County, down there, they're watching the area of rotation that Conrad had just shown you. So that storm down there might actually be the one that we're then having to kind of watch out for going forward. So we'll hold on to it until we'll go until 8:15, then we'll throw it back to programming. But there's a little bit of an area of rotation that's been kind of ever present and actually kind of getting a little bit stronger and more well defined currently. And so those will be some spots that we have to, that might be potentially our new tornado warned storm if we ever get one the remainder of the night. It actually might be this one here. Maybe. Not anything imminent right now, but it's still kind of showing at least some potential there.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the velocity here, pretty much where I circled, especially the bottom one, you could see, you know, winds going towards and away from the radar. So, I mean, we'll see.
There's a little bit in the way of some side lobing going on there, too. A little bit in the way of some refraction happening there with the beam. But, yeah, there might be still some area of rotation there that we have to watch out for. But overall, though, we've got still just a number of just big thunderstorms that are out there. And these ones potentially could also produce that 60-mile-per-hour wind and that large hail threat as well. Definitely not as big as what we had before, but probably, you know, $half size at the most, 1.25 inches. That's easily a possibility with that storm basically right over the Cox City area.
Yes, especially south is where we're seeing a little bit more of that possibility for some rotation, generally just to the east of Bray. No, still weak rotation, Jack, so that's a good sign.
Yep.
But we'll see if that does actually continue to intensify, if that does get a tornado warning tag. As of right now, it's a severe thunderstorm warning in effect in Grady County, Stevens County, as well as Garvin County until 8:15 p.m. time frame. So we have another 2 minutes or so, and we'll see if this does get extended, but it should with how the strength is looking at that one right now.
And then let's just quickly check in with Kathy for a second here, just because she's close to that tornado warned storm that's going to be expiring. Kathy, as you're driving around, still obviously decent amount of lightning with where you're at. Is that lowering still present, or is it kind of lifted now at this point?
At this point, I'm just out ahead of where that hook is. So the lowering would be off to my right if it was present. But I mean, there's a lot of trees in this area, but so far I'm not seeing it. It just looks like a bunch of scattered scud clouds right now. Once I got into that little inflow area, the lightning did get more intense. There's a lot of strikes coming down in this area, but so far the lowering is not present. The biggest hail I've seen has been pea-sized to nickel-sized, and right now I have a calm wind.
Okay. All right, Kathy, thank you very much. All right, so we're going to hold it out here just for a few more minutes, or for a few more seconds longer. We'll toss it back to programming here in about 30 seconds. But we're still definitely tracking these storms that are out there. So kind of we can go back to the radar, zoom it way out, and just kind of show everybody the broad view of where currently everything is. We've got our supercell that had the tornado warning is now moving into more of Lincoln County right now. And so that's going to be still moving on eastward. But you're still noticing, too, that we've got, and go ahead and click in that. That way it doesn't say Garvin County on the map. Yeah, so now we've got that heading towards the Chandler area. Thankfully, not going to be tornado warned for too much longer. And then we've got a number of supercells that are down farther to the southwest of the metro area and kind of south of the metro. Okay. These will be kind of our next wave to watch out for. There's, again, another big severe thunderstorm warning that just got issued there for 9 o'clock. And that's probably going to be your 60-mile-per-hour winds and probably
1.5-inch size hail.
Okay, so we're getting up there size with the hail again, 1.5-inch diameter hail. So that'll be another thing to watch out for coming into kind of the southwest metro and the probably a little bit more south and southwest than what it was with our supercell, but some of the same areas might be impacted, but we will definitely be tracking things. But our tornado warning is gone. We'll throw it back to programming right now, and then when we do some more cut-ins, we'll provide you more updates on these storms as they make their way closer to the metro. And if the hail spikes with it, then we'll also break in as well. But right now we remain tornado 3, but we are still tracking the storms, and we will be back at our next cut-in.